as an early investor, were you surprised at all by DoorDash's incredible day yesterday?
Hi, Brian. Good morning. Yeah, it's a very exciting time for myself as somebody who invests early stage and also late stage, but also for our fund, Added Ventures, who is a late stage fund. So we're having a good time this year and a lot of fun, obviously. DoorDash for me was a surprise, I have to tell you. 85% is incredible. We are all obviously hoping that Airbnb can even do half of that.
You think it will?
Well, it's difficult to say, I hope so. I don't it's unheard of that opening day, a stock like that in these valuations goes up to 80%. Who doesn't hope? But I think it would be better for Airbnb if it would just grow a little bit, and take some of that pressure off the market.
Yeah, and who do you think is the buyer, Tim, of these IPOs? Do you think it is the big institutions that are stepping in? Is it the Robinhood day trader looking to make a little bit of coin before they move on to the next score? Who is it?
Well, let me try to draw some assumption from Palantir, another very successful IPO, I would say, right? So in Palantir, we had a lot of institutional investors who came in, and that obviously helped the price, and then it became more of a household name for the Robinhood investors, right? In case of Airbnb, it is definitely much more a household name. Therefore, I do believe that the general public will invest more in DoorDash and Airbnb than they would in a Palantir, where the business model is much more complicated and not as easy to tackle, because you can't really stay in a data center, can you?
Yeah. Now tell us Airbnb. Okay, we use it. You pay somebody money, you go sleep in their apartment or rent their entire house out. You're going to tell me that it's not an apartment or home rental company, right, Tim? You're going to tell me it's a data company, it's an advertising and analytics company. I'm just guessing that's what you'll say, but explain that.
Yeah, so again, this is usually what I do. Like, I look at companies and see, is there more than the obvious business model behind them? So usually I look for 3 different layers of monetization in companies when I invest early. One of them obviously being a B2C angle, one being a B2B angle, and a data angle. Airbnb for me is less comparable to a hotel chain like the Marriott or something like that, much more comparable to an Amazon. Why? Because it's a marketplace. People can put their inventory on Airbnb, and Airbnb just connects the consumer with that inventory. And that allows you as a company to harvest obviously data on intent of people that you can then go beyond the actual inventory you're selling right now. So what can Airbnb do next? They can come up with all kinds of business model, just like Amazon launched its advertising business model only, 2 years ago, and is now a $20 billion business in revenue. Airbnb can do the same for the travel industry. So it can become much more comparable to an OTA, online travel agent, than it is today, even though they might not want to do that. But the advertising part, for example, is something that Airbnb hasn't tapped into. And as you know, advertising, especially in these categories, travel retail, is $1 billion industry.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.